All right, everyone, here we go with a Soulmate Journey update. One deck for the DF, one deck for the DM. Let's take a look. We've been doing this randomly at the bottom, just kind of a theme energy. What was here when I put this deck away last? Four of Wands. I'm drawn to the blue. This is something to do with communication, okay? So we can call this communication, but it's communication that likely leads to something productive. It's likely from this source over here, the DM side in this reading. Six of Pentacles, yeah. I feel like you're given a little more, and not in the sense of they can't match you kind of a thing, the usual bullshit, just in the sense of I think you got something to say, and I think this side's going to listen to you. All right, I find that to be a very positive thing. All right, we'll see where we go. Let's see where we go. Let's shuffle the deck for the DF. Let's do it. Let's shuffle that beautiful Four of Wands away. Let's see where we're at. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. I'm not a fucking Time Lord. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. It could be future influence for you. There's a whole playlist of these. We've been tracking it for years. Years. It goes way back. Right? Way back. You might be, depending on where you are in your timeline, you might be in July 2022's Soulmate Journey somewhere. Right? I don't know. We'll see. All right. The DF side. Let's do it. Here we go. We all done. We're all done shuffling. That's it. Bottom of the deck. Two Swords. And wanting to reveal itself is the card under it, so we'll take it. Three Wands. Yeah, you feel like you can't move. The environmental energy around you is Two Swords. I got Three Wands. We started with the Four Wands. Three Wands is a backward step. You feel like, I think this side wants to move forward. Maybe they say that to you. I don't know. Or maybe you just like to move forward with this side, but there's something you need to say before even that can happen. I don't know what it is. You may not even know what it is yet. Okay? You may not. I don't know. Maybe you see something on social media with this person. Could be an ex. Could be, some kind of soul connection. An ex, a runner, family member, friend. You see them do something stupid or say something stupid on social media. They're flirting with Janelle. Fucker. Right? You got to say something. You got to speak up. What's the base energy here? The Magician. Yeah. You want to do something? You want to move forward? I'm right. I nailed it. You want to move forward. You want to burn out some karmic debt. You got some kind of karmic debt drawn to the little black spot, but it's also transformation. You want to transform this connection, but there's something you need to say first. All right, you're at a bit of a crossroads here. You're stuck at Three Wands, trying to get to that Four Wands. Good for you. Let's clarify. I'm interested to clarify the Magician. Let's grab the little animal deck. Randomly at the bottom is the Six of Swords. You might be coming into a period where things work out a little better for you. I imagine as we slide up through into Lionsgate time frame, that might start to happen. Let's see where we go. Tell me about the Magician. Let's see where we're at. Tell me about it. Why is the Magician here on the DF side? Tell me some more. All right, bottom of the deck. Well, that's it. It won't let me shuffle anymore, so we just put them back. The Chariot. And that's crossing the center card I'm going to pull, and it's red with the Two Swords and the Three Wands that's underneath it. Before you move, stop right there. I gotta know right now, before we go any further, will you love me forever? It's a line from Meatloaf's Paradise by the Dashboard Light, right? It's the part in the song where the guy thinks he's going to get some, and she says, stop right there, right? I gotta know right now, before we go any further, right? Will you love me forever? It's a bit of, I'm not saying that's what you're going to say, but there's a whole lot of Meatloaf's Paradise by the Dashboard Light here. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But there is a bit of that. There's something you got to know first. And it's interesting that in the song, it's the female vocalist that's saying that. This is the DF side. Genders don't matter, but you catch my drift, right? Also, greater than 88% of my viewers are female. So that being said, your voice rings loud here. All right? Let's see where we go on the DF side. Stop right there. All right, what's on top? See what I'm saying? Stop right there. It's a repeat message. You recognize this card? You might recognize this card from such motherfucking positions as this one, right? Before transformation can happen, there's something that you need to get off your chest. You got to know right now. Before we go any further, insert words there, okay? All right. I think they'll tell you. There's the Six of Pentacles there. I think they will. I don't know. I can't predict free will, but nobody can. But center card crossed by the Chariot, right? In which we've stopped A stopped chariot. Whoa, hold on there, right? 7 of Cups. You're confused about something. It's an energy of confusion in the 7 of Cups here, right? You know all 6 of these. That one in the middle that's upside down, you don't know. It's just one thing you need to know. There's one thing you need to get off your chest. There's one thing you need to say before we go any further. And you're confused by it, and it's jamming you up. I don't know what it is. Do they love you? Will they love you forever? Well, that was Meatloaf's problem. But I don't know if that's the same thing as you've got here. It might, who knows? Are you going to leave such and such? Are you going to, who knows? Whatever it is, probably different for all of you. It is proving my point. It is backing up my energy read, which is what these cards do. They're just mediums. I've already read the energy. Well, it's read with the 2 of Swords. I'm curious about this one, see what it throws me. 9 Cups. Yeah. Be careful. I'm going to give you a little warning here. I know, you hate it when I do that. I know, it's nothing major. This is a wish-fulfilled card and things like that. Be careful about wishful thinking. Be careful about assuming what the answer is. Okay? Don't make their answer fit to whatever it is. Whatever you're screaming, stop right there. I got to know right now before we go any further. Do not just have them say something and you make it fit like some bad backyard mechanic trying to hammer a battery into, well, she'll fit in a minute, just give me a second, right? Hit her with a hammer, put some duct tape on it, right? No, it either fits or it doesn't. Use the right part here, okay? You make sure the words are what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, okay? That's all I'm going to say. This is spot on. So far, the energy's backing up, well, the cards are backing up my energy read. So let's go. You got something to say. All right, let's do it. DM side, what do we get? Stop right there. DM side. What do we get here? Maybe it'll tell us what you need to know. I don't know. We'll find out, I suppose. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Okay, we have to stop shuffling. I'm laughing because their bottom card is Fakey McFakerman, the Queen of Wands. It's a card of pretense, okay? I don't want to know what the top one is yet. It's got some blue on it, so it's all communication. All the communication, you need to know something from this side, and I think they tell you. But don't apply wishful thinking to it or make it fit. All right? It's light. They're telling you as little as possible. It's light blue. Pay attention. We had this come up in a recent extended, I think, where I talked about the light blue color on a couple of cards that fell. I don't know if this was one of them or not. It doesn't matter. But I talked about the light blue and pay attention to things you would normally not listen to. Like I started to say, it's a card of pretense. Okay? Pretense. You got to know right now about something, whether something's true or not. Whether somebody's hiding something. You know what I'm saying? They show you one side of the wall. You need to know what's on the other side of the wall. Obviously, that's going to be different for all of you, what that is. I don't know. Your name is Tommy Two Dicks. Do you have two? Okay, because, you need to know, right? You need to know these things. What's that other one doing? While the first one's doing shit. You need to know. Right here. What do we get? Judgment. Oh, I love that. I said it had some blue on it. I saw the blue. All right, we on camera? Good. I think this is good news. Okay? Because this is major arcana here. This is God's source, the universe itself. I got naked people on the card. Fortunately, the AI isn't picking up on it because there's not enough contrast, so I don't have to shade them in like I do some of the other ones. But I think this is good news. I think somebody knows you've got them cornered. They have to bare their soul to you. I think they know it. They don't like it, but they know it. They're still going to try to hide some things, but I think you get a glimpse on the other side of the wall. That's what I think. Let's clarify with the little light seer here. All right, let's do it. Let's see where we go. Judgment. And I don't always use this deck for the DM. Most of the time I use the large light seer. Without thinking, I just grabbed this one today. I'm glad I did. I see it now. This person knows they've got no choice but to answer you. So one of two main things is going to happen. Either they answer you and they tell you, stop right there, I got to know right now, and they tell you what you got to know to a point. You'll have to read between the lines a little. Or you say, stop right there, I got to know right now, before we go any further, and then they make a weird face, turn, and book it for the hills. They take off. They take off running, right? I mean, it's just, it could be. You could end up with another runner here, another run cycle. It's possible. This energy, Fakey McFakerman doesn't like to be cornered with logic or truth, you know. Fakey McFakerman is my socialite card. They pull up in the fancy Maserati or Ferrari. They don't want you asking questions about, do you own it or did you just lease it? Is it a rental? They don't want that. They don't want those fucking questions because the answer is probably a rental. So, you know, or a lease, one or the other. Buy the damn thing. There you go. Show people you've got some money, right? Be a, I don't know, a billionaire or something. 10 Pentacles. If you're going to lease something, lease a Yaris. It's cheap. Or a Corolla or something. It's cheap. Or a Civic, you know. Whatever. I don't know. People always, everybody's trying to impress people out here. I don't know if I like that. I never have. 10 Pentacles crossing what will be the center card here. It's about their life. This is their life and what they're hiding from you. What's behind that wall of pretense? They show you this, right? What's on the other side? You got to know. You got to know if they really have a golden retriever. You got to know. You got to know. All right? So whatever it is, stop right there. I got to know right now, right? Is it all just fake? Is it all just leased? You know. So yeah, it's about their life. Okay, what's on top? Page of Wands. Page of Wands. This person is portraying something. Center card, 2 of Wands crossed by the 10 of Pentacles. And what's the... the 6 of... again, there's the dog again. I was going to say, I might get a Burger King here was what I was going to say, but I'll take that because the dog is right there. You see him, right? He's right there. There he is again. There is... This person portrays themselves much like a King of Wands. This is a Burger King energy. It's a King of Wands. I say about the King of Wands often, the King of Wands can make you believe anything is possible. Now, that's either a positive or a negative. It depends. That can be a very fun person to be with, right? Oh, come on, let's just do it, right? That kind of energy. But it can also be somebody who puts up a wall of pretense, somebody who overextends themselves to impress other people, right? So it can be a very temporary, anything is possible. You need to know if anything is possible is permanent or if it's just a temporary illusion. Now, I wasn't too far off with the Ferrari thing. You know, do you have the money to buy one of these cars? $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. Or do you have the money to just pay a payment on it? And then you got to return it in a year and we go back to a Yaris. You know, that kind of a thing. Is somebody for real or are they just fronting, is my way of saying it, right? You're gonna ask to see some receipts, just like I would. Show me the receipt where you paid cash for this car. Don't show me that you're paying a payment on it. That's not, no. That's not, it's a glorified rental at that point. That being said, you know, is this person for real? This person's showing you some shit. On paper, this person looks good, whoever they are to you, okay? Take it for what it's worth to you, but on paper, this person looks good. But you got to dig deeper. You got to do that with anybody you form a relationship with. You end up marrying somebody with a mountain of debt. Guess who that debt falls on the head of? Yeah, you. So, you know, somebody here, I can understand you'll stop right there. I got to know right now before we go any further. Are you fucked up here? Is this for real? Because you look good on paper, but what's going on for real? So you need to know the for real side. Whatever it is, it's different for all of you. All right, let's see where we go. Let's grab the Witches, which randomly at the bottom has a 6 of Pentacles, which was randomly at the bottom of that. So we know the Witches want to talk more about this. Okay? Look at that. Huh? Wow, I did not know that was there. All right, we'll pull 3 cards and a crossing card on the center one. And what else you want to tell my people? I can dig where you're coming from here. Some people might be like, well, Steve, I lease my car. That's offensive. I'm not, hey, you know, that's fine as long as you're not fronting that you're fucking Mark Cuban or something like that while you're out there with it. Who cares? You're probably leasing a Civic or an Accord or something like that. That's fine. That's better than buying some junker from your local newspaper from some guy selling it in a private sale that says, yeah, it runs good. That's fine. I'm talking about somebody who's fronting here. I'm talking about somebody who's trying to impress people. The Queen of Wands doesn't want you asking questions about that Ferrari. They don't want you to ask, is it a lease? Is it a rental? Remember I told you about my neighbor next door, the narcissist, the King of Wands? Somebody asked him if he was renting or lease or if he owned when he was out there on his front porch. He couldn't answer them. He doesn't want that question. He wants you to assume he owns, right? His response to that lady was, and I quote once again, yeah, we're here. Well, I asked if you rent or own. Your response is, yeah, we're here. It's a freeze up. It's almost a short circuit for these types of energies, right? So with the Queen of Wands, with that Ferrari, is this a rental? Do you lease? Do you own it? Yeah, I have it. It's right there. And then they just turn and walk away. They don't want to address the issue. There's some issue this person turns and walks away and doesn't want to address. You need to know. You need to be like, hey, stop right there. I got to know right now, because you could see a future with this person, right? But if they're a phony ass whatever that's just racking up mountains of debt or whatever it is, it has something to do with their life. So I keep throwing debt on it, That's all going to fall on your head. You're going to have to you're going to have to pay for that. So let's see where we go here. That's especially true if you're one of my DFs who has money. You don't want some fucker that doesn't know how to handle it. Oh, I've seen that play out many times with friends. That's a bad move, man. I'll tell you what. That is some bad shit. All right, here we go. 4 cups. At the bottom, it'll be crossing the center card I pull. Wants to talk more about this. This person doesn't seem to notice things. They don't. Well, this is a very, I will tell you, yeah, the Knight of Cups. They don't seem to notice when things go bad or when things are good, when things are calm, when things go bad. They don't seem to notice that 5 of Cups underneath there. All right? And that Knight of Cups. They just keep coming forward like a juggernaut. They don't care. I know people like this. I live in a city full of people like this. They got mountains of debt. They don't care. They just keep whatever. I'm just going to keep doing this. What's doing that? Hell, if you already got 30 grand on the card, what's another 1,500, right? And just keep doing this and doing this and doing this. Their whole life is fake, and it's built on a house of cards. It's built on a foundation of sand. It could fall. If they lose their job, they can't cover rent for a goddamn month. It'll all fall down, Be careful. This person is fronting on some level, and that front affects you. This is why you got the advice. Don't make their answer fit. Well, okay, at least they admitted that, no, that's not good. Okay, they admitted it. Now you know. Your response was, stop right there. I got to know right now before we go any further. Don't just take whatever they tell you if it's not anything good that you want to hear and make it fit so you could go further, right? Watch out for wishful thinking here, all right? This person will, I think because they feel cornered, they will show you who they really are, what their real 10 of Pentacles is, all right? You may or may not like what you see, just don't make it fit, all right? If you don't like it, you don't like it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Walk away. You gotta know right now, all right? All right. See where we go. Chariot. Queen of Cups, my desert queen, empty cup. And the Sun, that's what I said. I already read the energy for you. I already read it. They don't care. They just want what they want, and they want it, and love them and leave them kind of a thing. They just, it's not even that. It's a nonchalant energy. It really is. They just charge forward with whatever they want. This strikes me as a spoiled brat. That's probably why it comes up like that. Spoiled. They don't care. They don't care about anything. Everything is like a disposable lighter. Make sure that doesn't apply to love and people. The cards in the energy flow would indicate it does. It applies to everything. Watch how people treat their things. Watch how people treat their money. Watch how people treat other people around them. That's how they're going to treat you. You're not going to be this isolated. Nothing exists in isolation. So it's a Buddhist principle, but it applies here, right? If this person's, if they don't care, whatever, it just makes me happy, I'm going to go for it. Well, what if the receptionist at their job makes them happy one day, right? It's a classic example here. So stop right there is your attitude. I got to know right now before we go any further. Will You Love Me Forever is the name from the song, but is the line from the song, but it fits. It fits there for sure. It is what it is. Yeah. I don't mind people, on a plus side, if I may, because it could play out. It could. You make them very happy. I got that. They have a lot of love for you still to give. I got that. They're part of your journey on the soulmate cycle. I got that if I'm to flip the energy. I don't mind people that lease or rent the Ferrari for a night out on a town or live their life dangling by the sword of Damocles of credit just because they want to, right? There are people that just do it because it makes them happy and it's something they want to do for themselves and they're not doing it to impress other people. That's fine. That's the positive side of that. Go for it. Have fun. I admire that. Okay? This person may be like that with the Page of Wands there. But it's not my job to tell you that and fill your head with roses and rainbows because most people aren't like that. They're leasing the car they can't afford way out of their price range to impress other people. They're buying the house they can't afford to impress other people. Okay? It's who they are. It's what our consumerism society has bred. It's what happened. It started to take hold decades ago, and it's going to be hard to get rid of. All right, we're not going to all of a sudden have an enlightened society. It's just not going to happen. Where possessions are the root of all suffering. It's not about that. Most people would rather suffer as long as other people are impressed and they don't see it. They can put up a wall. They suffer at night in silence and in the dark. That being said, this could be very positive for you. It could be the usual sort of a thing. Whatever it is, please don't make it fit. Okay? Listen to their answer. Listen to what they tell you. I believe they will tell you. I believe they feel cornered and feel like they need to show you what's really behind the curtain. All right? See it for what it is. And then decide if that's right for you or not. All right? Don't just make it fit. That'll be a huge mistake. That's your reading. This point in the soulmate journey always happens. We're past the halfway point in this soulmate cycle right now. So shit gets real. Like a fireworks display, it builds to a grand finale. All right, so, okay. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.